know, how did Imani Orphan Care begin? How did this happen and all these beautiful children come to be a part of our family?
It's a long story and an awesome one of how God called me to do this work. I was on a run in 2009. It was a rainy November day, and I remember God speaking to me very, very clearly, and He was saying, "Your happiness or the happiness of orphan children." It was like on repeat on my whole run. I really didn't kind of know what to think, to be honest. I got back from my run, and my pastor at the time happened to be at my house. I didn't tell him anything that God was speaking to me, but he asked if he could pray with me. Of course, I just said yes, and we were in my kitchen. I remember it being a really powerful time. He said, Kim, God's telling me, He's showing me visions of you working in Africa, caring for orphaned and vulnerable children. Really didn't know what to think. I wondered at that time if God even knew me, because that wasn't anything on my radar of things to do. I tried to ignore the call for several months. God started to bring me these dreams, and the dreams are still so vivid to me, of kids pulling at me and a real sense of desperation and urgency in those dreams. I wanted the dreams to stop. It was kind of like they were tormenting me, because I would have the same dream night after night. Finally, I just decided that, you know what, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna see what God has for me in Kenya. God showed me exactly where to go, and honestly, everything fell into place. It was really awesome, just the kids that I met on that first trip, hearing their stories and what they had gone through, and really the trauma that they had experienced at such a young age. I remember just the nights I would just be in the bathroom weeping on the floor, and it was like I was feeling the pain of these kids, and truly God was transforming me at that time to be able to take care of His children. When I returned back from Kenya on that first trip, I was completely changed. I knew I needed to advocate for these kids that I had been blessed to meet. So how do you do that? We set out with a group of volunteers, and we decided, let's do garage sales. Let's take unwanted items from people in North America and turn those items into education, food, housing, and meeting the basic needs of these kids. And that is really how Imani Orphan Care began. Imani means faith in Swahili, which is one of the main languages in Kenya. When naming the ministry, we named this after our daughter, Kennedy Faith, who was sadly stillborn in 2006. And truly the name Imani Orphan Care is honoring her. The reality is her life, even though it was so short on earth, really is bringing hope to so many kids in need. Imani Orphan Care started with a call from God, and it was pretty simple what He had asked us to do. We started helping other children's homes, and we actually set up a 24-acre farm for another children's home through garage sales. And then we were gifted Imani Home of Love in Narok and blessed with 42 children. And then the 6 acres of land in Olengulo, and building a church and an outreach center and 2 water wells. God has taken us so far. We now care for 177 children, which is absolutely remarkable. And we are just so excited to see where God brings us next.
We are so blessed to just be answering the call of God and coming and working with children in Kenya. And God is giving us this beautiful orphanage, which, as you can see, nothing is impossible for God.